Okay, I know what y'all came here to see, and I'm not the one for the long intros, so let's get into it. I just took my braids out, so I wanted to make my skunk color a little bit more defined, aka more noticeable. So what I'm doing here is I'm mixing up a little bit of lightener. I didn't want to go in with the permanent color. I could have, but I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, and I am using a 20 volume. As you guys can see, I am starting at the mid shaft. Why am I starting at the mid shaft? Because that's the part that needs to sit the longest, and I wasn't going to put it straight on my ends because that would have been too bright. Whenever you're coloring your hair, you always want to start at the mid shaft because that is not the oldest part, but that's kind of like the more seasoned part of your hair. So that's going to take a little bit longer. Your ends are going to color fast because that's the oldest part of your hair. And the roots are going to color faster because that's right to your scalp. So you got to think about the heat that's coming from your head. So I didn't want to have hot roots. Another thing that I like to do is I like to have my color look like it's been grown out. I don't like to put color directly on my scalp or super close to the scalp. I do want it to be noticeable and have that little pop effect. So while I'm doing this, I am leaving a little bit of my root untouched. And once I do that, I go in with the ends and color the ends as well so that can be a little lighter. Because again, you want healthy hair and you don't want your hair to be over processed. You want healthy hair over a look always. And once the color was done, it was at a good level. I went in and shampooed my hair with my deep cleansing hair bath. I followed up with my milk and honey oat shampoo, my milk and honey oat conditioner. I did all of this in the shower because I want to have healthy hair. And once that was done, I used y'all favorite deep conditioner, which is my Repair Treat, a 2-in-1 heat protectant. I'm not saying this because it's my brand, but this is the best deep conditioner I have ever used in my entire life. And if you go back and look at some of my previous videos, you can see why. So I'm using it on my mid shaft to ends. Again, you want your scalp to be clogged free. You don't want it to be clogged up. You want it to be healthy. So I only apply it to my mid shaft to ends, and my deep conditioner needs to melt into your hair, which it automatically does. And you never want to use a deep conditioner that just sits on top of your hair. You want it to melt into your hair. And I have a lot left as well, so you only need a little bit. After that, you can go ahead and apply your plastic cap and sit underneath the dryer for about 20 to 25 minutes. And honey, look at that. And yes, you do rinse it out. My deep conditioner definitely helped my curls bounce back, but the point of this is I need a outstanding cut because your girl was doing a little bit too much straightening, a little bit too much flat iron, a little bit too much press me please. And so I was just like, Ashley, healthy hair over anything. And I cannot sit up here and preach to y'all about healthy hair and, you know, being a bad bee, and my hair was looking like who did it and why. And y'all know I love to blow dry my hair with a powder brush, or even sometimes a round brush. It's just a better technique for me. I did this because I am going to go get my hair cut. I could have done it myself, but I just wanted it to be extremely precise. So I went to one of my former mentees, Anisha Graves. Girl, let me tell y'all, she is amazing. She's doing her thing. She is one of the best stylists in Charlotte right now. And I'm just so proud of her and everything that she's doing. So she really hooked me up. I said, do what you need to do. When she saw my end, she was like, yeah, like, let's go ahead and reshape this. And I am in love with the cut. When I got home, it was time to style. So I'm using my Curl Creed. This is a multi-purpose styling cream that you use for any natural styles. It is water-based, so it's going to curl my hair right up. I'm using a different technique because I want it to be extremely full. So I parted it at the crown, and then I'm just going around the bottom half, and I'm braiding, and then I'm going to go ahead and twist. I braided it first because I want my hair to be stretched out a little bit more, but I did want the look of the twist out. So I tried to slow down here so that I could really show y'all how I'm twisting it. The sections aren't even that big. You don't want to make them too big. You don't want to make them too small, especially if this is a fresh cut, because you want your curls to get, you know, used to this new style and you want it to bounce back. I am using a good amount, but not too much. But you see how it's like melting into my hair. Again, all of my products melt into your hair, and that's exactly what you want when you're doing this type of look. You want the product to melt into your hair so that you know it's fully saturated. So I'm braiding, and then right at the end, I'm starting to go ahead and twist. And you can see how like the ends are just juicy. And don't worry about the white part. It's going to dissolve. And no, the curl cream does not turn white. And it does not flake. And did I mention it smells like candy? Another thing that I wanted to add is I like to do my twist out sometimes on stretched hair, meaning that it's a little bit more blown dry. But I did take a vow to myself that I will not use any heat for the rest of the summer until my birthday time. Then I'll do a silk press. In the morning, I just use a little bit of my serum to unravel it, use the pick, and I was going out of town, so I needed it to look as fresh as possible. I started to fall in love as soon as I looked in the mirror. I was like, okay, this is a vibe. And after I got into the car, it started to swell, which was perfect. So all in all, this was the best decision. And I hope you guys love this. Don't forget to try this, like this, save this, and share this with a friend.